Welcome to viewers for this Sydney Women's Hockey League ML4 Preliminary Final. Terrific Sunday morning conditions for this game. This week we have Sutherland facing off against Manly. Sutherland come into the game after a loss in last week's major semi-final. They went down in the end 2-0 to Macquarie Uni. Fairly even game for at least 3 quarters, and then Macquarie Uni got up in the final quarter with 2 well-taken goals, so certainly not the outcome Sutherland were looking for last week, but I'm sure they'll bounce back from that game today. And for Manly, they had an excellent 3-0 win over Gordon North Sydney, and so they advance into this preliminary final with a very good semi-final win under their belt. The two teams are just going through the final stages of their warm-up here. The umpires have given them the signal that we'll be starting pretty soon. So I think you can settle in for a pretty exciting game today. Sutherland have been in form pretty much all season. Little blip on the path last week, but I'm sure that's something they'll have learnt from. And maybe they'll just be a little bit more relaxed in their play today, and things will flow a little bit better for them than they did last week. So let's have a look at the team lists for Sutherland. So Jodie McIntosh in goals. Kristen Aegis up in the front line. She's been in excellent form over the last few weeks. Yasmin Kane back on the pitch again this week. Last week, first week back after a number of weeks out through injury, so she'll benefit from the game last week, and I'm sure will be in sparkling form today. Amelia Domro up front, Sarah Dredge at the back. She's been a tower of strength for the team at central defender through the season. Jackie Gordon, left half, left defender. She's shown a lot of improvement through the season. Jess Gilbertson, one of the strikers up front. Zara Matthews, she'll be playing, I would expect, up at attacking mid. Maybe some time at outside defender. Megan Mazurak in the front line, key striker for Sutherland. Jo Momsen on the list. She may come off the bench. Piper Murphy, Alex Noy, one of the deadly AMs that Sutherland's got on the pitch, been in very good form. Ruth Sanis will take up one of the defensive positions. Felicia Swift, Jackie Turner up front, and Iris Van Hecke either at centre mid or attacking mid is a tower of strength for the team in either of those positions. Coached by Hannah McClung, assistant coach Blake Sharp, and manager Anna Domro.
We have to be doing a minute silence.
We got to line up, walk out, line up again.
So for Manly, their team list is. So we've just heard from the umpires. We're having a minute's silence before the start of the game. So the teams now coming out onto the pitch. This preliminary final. So about to get underway. This ML4 Preliminary Final. Sutherland in the blue, running right to left on your screen. Manly in the green and red. Manly making good use of that turnover. Sarah Dredge denied them at the end, but they've got another free hit just inside the 25, so putting some pressure on here. So Sutherland have managed to force them back there. Manly looking to play the ball around the open side. Just move the Sutherland strikers across the pitch. Jackie Turner intercepting there. It's good play by her. It's good pressure from the Sutherland strikers. Jackie Turner won that ball again. So Sutherland trying to put some pressure on here up high. Christian Aegis just holding there. Iris Van Hecke's turned that over. And Yasmin Kane right onto that ball. Shot's just gone wide of the goalkeeper's right post. It's good to see Iris Van Hecke up at attacking mid. Sutherland have decided to push Iris up a bit higher with Yasmin in at centre mid. I think that gives them a stronger attacking platform. Sarah Dredge covering that ball down the sideline. That's good defensive play by Sarah Dredge. So Jacqueline Gordon with the ball now. This is Yasmin Kane and a transfer through Sarah Dredge out to the right. Felicia Swift with the ball. She'll look up high to Iris Van Hecke, and in fact right down the sideline to Jackie Turner. Just couldn't control that ball on the sideline. It's a good transfer from Sutherland and penetration down the right. Good turnover from Sutherland there. Christian Aegis with the ball. She looks left to Alex Noy. Sutherland was looking quite positive early on. These are good attacking signs from Sutherland. Alex Noy intercepting that one. Looks right to Iris Van Hecke. And she's gone high to Jackie Turner. Gordon, a Manly stick just in the way there, deflected that over the back line. So Yasmin Kane takes the free hit. Alex Noy just at the top of the D. Back to Yasmin Kane. She'll retain that ball, working it towards the circle. That'll be a penalty corner. Just onto the Manly player defender's foot inside the D, and Sutherland have their first penalty corner. It's fair to say that Sutherland have really struggled to convert their penalty corner opportunities. But with Yasmin Kane back on the pitch, she's a genuine striker there, so she might give them a little bit more firepower from the top. That was an excellent save on the goal line. Catherine Darman from Manly kept that one out. So Yasmin Kane takes the free hit into the D. Just one player too many, tried to beat one too many. So Manly come away down the right-hand side. Jackie Gordon picks up that ball through from Manly players. Alex Noy comes away with it, finds Megan Mazurak, and she's found, he looked high to Jackie Turner, the ball was just behind her in the end. Sutherland playing with quite a lot of confidence, I can sense here. They're really trying to put the pressure on Manly and with this opening goal. That's a good turnover from Alex Noy. Megan Mazurak with the ball. Ruth Sanis there in the centre. Long ball through. I think Sarah Dredge will just watch that one over the back line. Alex Noy just pushed that ball a little bit too far to get the umpire's support with the obstruction. Yasmin Kane denied that possession. That's good control by her. Jacqueline Gordon will take the free hit just outside the 25. Through Sarah Dredge to Felicia Swift, and now down the sideline to Iris Van Hecke. It's good to see her nice and high, and then she's gone right to the circle. Jackie Turner picked that up. Megan Mazurak with the ball back to Kirsten Aegis, and that's the first goal to Sutherland. Very well worked goal. Began with Iris Van Hecke on the half line. Long pass through to Jackie Turner in the circle, and then 3 quick passes, and Sutherland had their first goal in the net. Piper Murphy on for Christian Aegis. So Manly trying to push through there, but just didn't have enough players in front of the ball to make more of that. So Jacqueline Gordon will come away through Sarah Dredge. Pushed. As a umpire called a free hit on the Manly striker, ball onto her foot before it went into the goal. But Sutherland will need to take a little bit more care with their transfer passes. Thing with finals is that everyone's desperate to get onto the ball, so the time and space you might have had in other games isn't necessarily there. Yasmin then Kane pushing the ball through to Alex Noy. Alex Noy and Iris Van Hecke have switched sides. Manly pushing the ball through the right side. Piper Murphy putting some pressure on there. Good tackle from Jacqueline Gordon there on the sideline. Iris Van Hecke brings it away. Looks infield to Alex Noy. Good transfer. Alex Noy looks up, back to Iris Van Hecke. Good little jink there. She's looking to try and find space for a shot. And the shot was headed a little bit wide, but in off the Manly defender. So second goal to Sutherland. This one from Iris Van Hecke. And Sutherland up 2-0 with just on 6.5 minutes of the first quarter to go. So Sutherland certainly playing with determination today, and I suspect a little less, a few less nerves than last week, and a bit more confidence. So a little bit surer of their play. And Yasmin Kane is definitely in good touch in the centre. Manly pressing the ball down the left. That's a good run out wide. Catherine Cannon making that run down the left-hand sideline. Sarah Dredge again under pressure, but that time got the ball away, but I think Sutherland will need to take a little bit more care with those back passes. Yasmin Kane picked up that loose ball through to Alex Noy. Piper Murphy out wide, back into Alex Noy. That's good 1-2 passing. That's the return pass there from Alex Noy, was a little bit behind Piper Murphy, so over the sideline. Megan Majorak putting pressure on there on the sideline, but just knocked the ball over. So another hit in for Manly. Felicia Swift with a restart. Back through Ruth Sanis to Yasmin Kane in the centre. Zara Matthews on that one. Alex Noy now just outside the D. All over the feet of the Manly defence there. Yasmin Kane takes the ball 5 yards into the D and a shot and into the net. Manly defence just held off there and Yasmin Kane took full advantage. Took the ball 5 yards into the circle, and without pressure on her, she was able to tomahawk that ball into the top of the goal. So 3-0 lead to Sutherland in this first quarter, and it's looking pretty grim for Manly at this stage. Rusanis looks for Van Hecke in the centre. It's a good pass out to Jacqueline Gordon on the left. She looks down the sideline. Amelia Domro with that ball. Sutherland certainly playing with confidence. Van Hecke with the long ball out to Felicia Swift. Good transfer. She needs to go quickly down the side, but Melly Hepworth was able to intercept that for Manly. Sarah Matthews picked it up, tried to get the ball through to Jackie Turner. That's a goodie. Trap there from Amelia Domro. Needs to get this ball again. So that's perhaps best described as a touch finder for Manly. Sutherland have the restart from right in the corner. Manly will try and close this down and force a turnover high in the quarter. Put some pressure on Sutherland's circle. Iris Van Hecke with the ball there. The ball pass didn't get through. Into the D for Manly, and they've forced a penalty corner. So a good result from Manly there from that deep field penetration. They've been able to turn it into a penalty corner, their first for the match, and a chance to peg back one of these goals. 3-0's a good lead, but if they can peg one back here, then that certainly gets them back in contention. So that was a stick check from the Manly striker there on the Sutherland defender. Good save by Jodie McIntosh in goals. So with just a minute to play in this first quarter. It's another risky pass back from Jacqueline Gordon. It only just eluded Gillian Thompson. So Manly are definitely doing a good job of putting pressure on these transfers, and Sutherland need to take care. Felicia Swift with the ball on the sideline. Into Christian Aegis. It's quite congested there. Good job by the Manly defence. Forced a turnover. Now they've got to try and work it out. Sutherland through Iris Van Hecke putting plenty of pressure on, but Manly have come away. And got the good ball in a good position in the centre of the field. And that's the buzzer for the end of the first quarter. So certainly a strong quarter from Sutherland. A lead of 3-0, and we'll be back in a minute or so with the second quarter. So teams coming back onto the pitch for the second quarter. Sutherland will be certainly upbeat and come back with plenty of confidence after scoring 3 unanswered goals in that first quarter. For Manly, they need to settle and just try and work the ball and get some field position and numbers in the opposition half. But Sutherland are back with the ball. Alex Noy now bringing it forward strongly. Excellent pass to Van Hecke, back to Noy, and a great tomahawk goal. That's a terrific combination between Van Hecke and Noy, and superb finish by Noy. Tomahawk into the left-hand corner. Left Zoe Smith in goals with no opportunity. And that's the best possible start for Sutherland to the second quarter, now leading 4-0. That will certainly unsettle Manly. Conceding a goal at the start of the second quarter is the worst possible start for them. So Sutherland pressing again. Maybe Domro wins that free hit. Jackie Gordon is on the ball. No way through there to Van Hecke. So Manly throw the ball forward, and Sarah Dredge is onto the end of that. Good pass in from Gordon to Van Hecke, well picked up by her in the centre, and she looks to Jo Momsen out wide on the right. Not sure she was aiming for Alex Noy with that pass, but Noy controlled it well in the end. Yasmin Kane with the ball in the centre. She looks high to Mazurak. Just didn't control that ball, so Manly have the chance to come out, but Van Hecke's turned it over. Noy now, good elimination by her. Looking for the ball into the D, off the Manly defender, so Sutherland gets the ball from the 25 to the top of the D. That ball's gone directly into the D. She was looking for Van Hecke there, but the ball was offline, so Manly get the free hit just at the top of the circle, in fact from the 25 where the error was made. Sutherland putting some pressure on here with Manly, trying to keep them pinned on the sideline and force a turnover, which they've done through Noy. That's good work from the strikers. Yasmin Kane in the centre, ball falls to Van Hecke, out wide to Domro, and that ball onto the feet. And a penalty corner to Sutherland. The umpire up in the D was unsighted, but the umpire at the far end of the field was very clear with her signal. So penalty corner to Sutherland. Again, we have, in fact, Van Hecke is now doing the stop, and Noy has moved to the right, and Yasmin Kane again on the strike. Jackie Turner to push the ball in. Balls to the top, Kane with a shot, and that was very close. Turner had the shot at goal, but it just didn't have enough power on it to get in. So that ball lifted by the Manly defence, and Sutherland have a second penalty corner.
I think the corner thing's happening again. Whenever I used to sub, corners.
So this time Van Hecke is on the strike. Kane to the right. Out to Noy, back to Van Hecke, and good save by the goalkeeper. Yasmin Kane with the strike there, picked up the defender's foot on the goal line, and the umpire has in fact altered his decision to a penalty stroke. Just the merest of suggestions from Yasmin Kane that that ball was on its way into the goal, and Yasmin Kane is going to take the penalty stroke. And no mistake with that one, to the goalkeeper's right in the far corner. So Yasmin Kane has her second goal. And Sutherland lead 5-0 with 11 minutes remaining of this second quarter. Alex Patton on the ball there for Manly. Oh, that's a good intercept there from Van Hecke. She's found Piper Murphy out wide. So the Sutherland striker line moving across, trying to block this ball in, force Manly back. And done that. So Manly trying to hit out, and Megan Mazrak making a simple intercept. This is where Sutherland need to transfer quickly. Through Van Hecke to Felicia Swift on the right. And she goes down the sideline to Piper Murphy. Free hit to Sutherland there. Sutherland certainly playing with both purpose and confidence. Sarah Dredge now drills that ball in towards Van Hecke. On the top of the D, she'll look for another penalty corner, and she's won that. So another penalty corner to Sutherland. So Van Hecke on the trap. Sarah Matthews injecting this time. But Yasmin Kane will take the strike. Goes short to Noy. And initial save off the goalkeeper fell to Zara Matthews, and she made no mistake in with the rebound and put it into the back of the net. So Sutherland now leading 6-0. Still 9 minutes to go in this second quarter. Manly is trying to work the ball, get some passes and put some passes together. Work the ball down the sideline. This is where they need to retain possession. Work the ball right and down the sideline. It's better play by Manly. They've transferred the ball left and then come back to the right and had a little bit more success with penetration. Headed left again. Sutherland try and close them in there. Denise Cameron with the ball out there for Manly. Trying to find a way in to Sutherland's circle from out wide on the left, but Noi picked that ball up. She's pushed it high. So Manly working the ball right and look to go down the sideline. That's good tackling by Gordon, but Manly get the free hit. Gordon with the ball. He was actually looking for Sanis there, but the ball came through all the way through to Amelia Domro. Noi now with it, working with Domro. Noi with the ball. Looking for Turner up high, but off a Manly stick over the back line. So a restart for Sutherland from the 25. Noi into Sanis. Gordon with the ball just outside the D, carried it in and managed to force a penalty corner there. I think Manly a little bit unlucky with that one. But the umpire pretty confident in what he saw after questions from Manly defence. So another penalty corner to Sutherland. Sarah Matthews takes the ball to the back line. She'll be injecting with both Yasmin Kane and Iris Van Hecke off the field. New corner combination, so Alex Noi trapping and Sarah Dredge on the strike, but it falls to Ruth Sanis on the side. She was looking for the far post, but too many Manly players in that line, so the ball didn't get through. That's a good intercept by Jess Gilbertson. Ball's gone wide. She was really looking for Piper Murphy, but it was behind her. Alex Noi picked it up. Now working the ball towards the circle, beaten 2. Got the ball behind her, trying to find an angle for a shot, but in the end, shot was well clear of the crossbar. That's good intercept there from Zara Matthews. Looking for Noi out to the right. So it's been a good quarter for Sutherland so far, that's for sure. Added the 3 goals to their first quarter advantage. Really have put this game beyond the reach of Manly now at 6-0. So Sutherland transferring the ball around the backs. Sanis playing at the back. Goes to Kane in the centre, but wasn't able to control it under pressure. So Manly have turned the ball over at the halfway and trying to work the ball down the sideline. Good defence there from Joe Momsen. So he looked up, saw the pressure on Ruth Sanis at the back. And again, Manly have had success putting pressure from their high strikers on Sutherland's deep defence. That time it was a foot just inside the D from Ruth Sanis, and Manly have their first penalty corner of this quarter, second of the match, and a chance to get one back. It's a good trap at the top. Shot saved by Jodie McIntosh. Kept the ball on the ground. And a second penalty corner. Sutherland unable to clear from the D there. Manly are able to force a second penalty corner. So just under 2 minutes of this quarter remaining. Bit offline the injection, but still a shot from the top. And this time Joe Momsen able to clear it from the D out to the sideline. Good work from Sophie Casaubon there from Manly. She's now back with the ball, having won that free hit. Takes it 5 yards and then we'll try and get it into the D. But just didn't find a Manly stick. However, Manly have achieved a turnover at the top and required a really good reverse side tackle from Yasmin Kane to blot that one out. Good play from Joe Momsen there to open up some space for Iris Van Hecke. And an excellent transfer from her to the right. Felicia Swift down the right sideline looking for Jackie Turner. And I think that ball might have come off Turner's foot. So Manly push forward. So a good tackle there from Yasmin Kane, but in making the tackle she lifted the ball above the knee of the Manly striker, so in the end it was a free hit to Manly. However, that free hit wasted. Lifted ball dangerously, and with that the buzzer sounds for the end of the second quarter. And Sutherland come into the sheds. Pretty satisfied with a 6-0 lead at the break. And they'll at least have a pleasant conversation, I suspect, with the coaching group at the end of that first half. That's a really good performance from Sutherland after really bounced back well from last week's semi-final against Macquarie Uni. So leading 6-0 at the half-time break. We'll be back in about 4 minutes with the second half. So teams coming back onto the pitch for the second half. Sutherland in a match-winning position at 6-0, but they'll want to continue the good form of the first half through the second half. For Manly, they'll be looking just to get a little bit more time in possession. They need to start with some ball control, time in possession, deny Sutherland the ball, and see what they can make of it in this second half. They've had several penalty corners, so they've certainly had field position and opportunity up front. But Sutherland certainly have the appearance of being fairly ruthless today, and they'll be looking for more goals in this second half. Felicia Swift finds Ruth Sanis in the centre there. That ball through, really wasn't a Sutherland player able to reach it. It's a good pass from Swift back to Sarah Dredge, and a quicker transfer from her out to Jackie Gordon into Sanis in the centre. She'll look to find, well, Yasmin Kane was on, but she elected to go forward, and it's a turnover. So Manly now trying to press forward. Good tackle there from Gordon. Ball fell to Dredge, and she's working it up the field through Aegis. Megan Mazurak out to Noy. Gordon into Van Hecky. Sutherland seem to have players all around the ball, which is a good sign. So Manly trying to work it out of their 25, but definitely more Sutherland players there than green shirts. So 5 Sutherland players around the ball. So try and block this in, and Van Hecky does. He looks forward. Megan Mazurak almost, in fact, did deflect that onto a Manly defender's foot. So Sutherland get their first penalty corner of the third quarter. Jackie Turner will take this ball from the back line, and Alex Noy on top for the trap, with Iris Van Hecky ready for the shot. That's with Noy. Van Hecky is targeting Mazurak there for a deflection just at the right post, but, well, the ball falls in the right line, these things work well. If they're just offline, which that one was, the trap was missed by Mazurak. Good pick up there by Turner. Played the ball onto the foot. Free hit to Sutherland. Van Hecky takes that quickly. Pays the ball through to Turner. And unfortunately for Turner, a good tackle from the Manly defence. And they quickly transfer the ball right. And a ball off a Sutherland stick, so Manly retained possession from the sideline. Manly quickly transferring the ball to the left side. Van Hecky able to intercept. Finds Yasmin Kane in the centre. She'll look for Megan Mazurak to the right, but just a Manly foot denied her. Mazurak and Van Hecky working hard out on the right. Felicia Swift backing up well, got in front of her striker and was able to intercept that ball coming out of the defence. Just a Sutherland foot there, so free hit to Manly coming out of their defence. They quickly transfer to the right, up down the right sideline. Sutherland streaming across to try and block this in. Alex Noy was there in front of the ball and unfortunately for her copped a high ball into just above her knee, I think. But Sutherland have the free hit. Good work by Noy and the other strikers to get across and stop that ball getting around them. Sutherland turning the ball over there just over the halfway. Sarah Dredge through to Yasmin Kane. Gone right to Felicia Swift. Plenty of space in front of her. And she's gone down the sideline. Just allowed that ball to, from the umpire's point of view, run over the sideline. So Manly hit in, just outside their 25. Sutherland have retained, turned the ball over there, so good pressure by them. Strikers stream up the field, trying to create a bit more space. Swift through to Yasmin Kane, and under a lot of pressure there, she's kept the ball on her stick. Looking wide, found Zara Matthews just to her left, who made a solid shot, but just denied by Zoe Smith in goals for Manly. So Manly pushed the ball left, well trapped out wide, and unfortunately not cleared down the sideline, but Noy now with the ball on the sideline for Sutherland. And she's decided to come off the field.
I was going to throw him.
So Felicia Swift working the ball down the sideline. Sutherland needed to be a little bit more imaginative there. Just can't sort of force it through. There's a lot of open space on the far side of the field, which they might better use. Sutherland working. So Matthews back with the ball. So Sutherland maintaining the pressure there, but not being able to force their way through. Felicia Swift needs to get this ball out of that space. She's opted for the whack across the field. Lucky to get away with that one, quite elevated. Manly have the ball from the right sideline. Good 1-2 there. So Manly in possession, working the ball forward. Ruth Sanis this time blocks it out. But unfortunately, in passing the ball forward, it's just immediately turned over. So Manly come back again. And this time they play for field position. Ducky Gordon with the ball. Looks infield to Sanis. It's good play by Sanis through to Zara Matthews. Asman Kane intercepting that one. Fell to Amelia Domro. Back with Kane. She's carrying the ball through the centre. Looked a bit straight with that pass. Needs to have just to make more use of the space and the players out a bit wider. So Kane off and Noy on. Manly pressing forward. Jackie Gordon able to, she's well across from the left-hand side, but able to intercept there. So Manly putting some pressure on Sutherland's defence. It's good work. And Anita Cambridge, good play by her with that initial shot. Saved by Jodie McIntosh, but Manly have the penalty corner. So good reward for some pressure on Sutherland's circle there. And Manly, with 5 minutes to go in this third quarter, have their first penalty corner and first real chance for a shot on goal this quarter. Felicia Swift initially intercepted, but her clearance wasn't successful. Picked up by Sophia Casaborn and ball back onto Felicia Swift's foot. So a second penalty corner to Manly. Certainly some of the energy and intensity has gone out of this game from Sutherland's point of view. So Manly try to make something of it. Ruth Sanis there with an excellent goal line save. That was a well-directed shot from Manly. Certainly Jodie McIntosh wasn't going to pick that one just inside the right post, but Ruth Sanis managed to get a stick on it and deflect over the back line. So good save. Ball into the circle there from Catherine Darbin, and another penalty corner to Manly. So the third of the quarter, a bit of sustained pressure from Manly on Sutherland's defence. So Manly trying something different, taking the injector moving to the opposite side of the circle. See if they can change their angles and get a different result. That ball played short to Sophia Casaubon, but her shot was well high. Easily saved by Jodie McIntosh, but the umpire blew a penalty, as he should. Jess Gilbertson and Amelia Domro combining there. Alex Noy with some good running, intercepted that one. So Momsen on the field for Felicia Swift. So Manly moved the ball right initially, trying to send Sutherland's strikers across the field and then come back to the left-hand side. But Sutherland have adapted quickly. Manly still not able to find a way through. And Amelia Domro on the end picks up that one. Jess Gilbertson now with the ball. Just Sutherland with too many players around the ball there. Got them that turnover. Alex Noy with the pass to Aegis. Back with Alex Noy. She goes wide to the left-hand side of the circle. Shot on goal. Well saved. Noy almost getting the rebound. So good defence that time by Manly. Denied that opportunity for Sutherland. Sarah Dredge now with the ball out wide. Finds Amelia Domro. She'll look for Iris Van Hecke in the centre. And Manly able to clear the ball from their circle. So a bit of relief for them with just 30 seconds to go of this third quarter. Momsen back to Dredge. Looks forward quickly to Hecke. Van Hecke, and through, ball through to Alex Noy, just missed her. Van Hecke intercepts again. And the buzzer for the end of the third quarter. So scoreless quarter. And so Sutherland still with a 6-0 lead. And they just one quarter remaining of this game, which they'll want to maintain their intensity, make something of this final quarter. But they're looking to be in a very good position to come back next week for the grand final against Macquarie University. We'll be back in a minute with the fourth and final quarter of this preliminary final. So teams heading back onto the pitch for the fourth and final quarter. Sutherland in the enviable position of a 6-0 lead. So they've certainly secured their position in next week's grand final, barring some extraterrestrial event. But they'll want to finish this game strongly. It was not a particularly inspiring third quarter. Bit of the zest went out of the Sutherland game. I want to try and get back on track and finish this fourth quarter well with good momentum. Manly working the ball down the right-hand side. Just a missed trap over there, but a good bit of ball movement by Manly. Aegis with the ball now. Back to Van Hekke. Good pass by her. Back to Jacqueline Gauntlet. Oh, that was a... She saw the Sutherland players at the back, but actually didn't see the Manly striker in the middle of the two of them. Umpire scored a free hit to Sutherland, so both teams just adapting to that. Ball with Dredge. Thompson to go Matthews. Carry the ball forward. Needs to find the... Wasn't able to unload the ball there before infringing, so Manly get the turnover. Matthews with the ball, looking for Aegis out wide, but pass wasn't well directed. But Megan Majorak picked it up. That's a good run by her. Now Alex Noy runs the ball straight. Looking through for Aegis. That's good defence by Manly. They're under a lot of pressure there, but managed to bring the ball away from the circle and have the free hit just before the halfway. That's an excellent ball through. Manly putting some pressure on now. And just a final... Iris Van Hekke was able to just shadow that ball over the back line. But some real pressure on Sutherland's defence there. So Dredge to Van Hekke. That's a better play out to Momsen down the sideline. She comes in field to open up some space for the sideline pass. Noy on the ball. Just needs to make this pass stick and goes through Dredge. Safer option. Dredge looking longer. That was better play by Sutherland coming out of their defence. Just a little bit more patience, making sure of their passes. And they've got the ball from the 25 in attack. Iris Van Hekke was looking wide from Momsen, but threw the ball just a few too many yards in front of her. Manly working the ball across their back, but doing it pretty slowly, so not really causing any trouble for the Sutherland strikers to adjust. That's a couple of good passes by Manly, though, down the left, and they've made some good penetration there. That's a good poke tackle from Sarah Dredge. And in the end, a lifted ball from Alex Payton into Amelia Domro gives Sutherland the relieving penalty. Dredge there with the ball. I think it's gone into the heel of Natasha Holmesy. Or heel or ankle, and she's come off. But the free hit goes Sutherland's way. Felicia Swift back on. Looks down the right sideline. Ball falls to Amelia Domro. She's got Megan Mazurak in front of her. Mazurak now with the ball. Back to Domro. That's good control by Domro. Just the final pass to Mazurak. Didn't make it. But Mazurak back with the ball. Under lots of pressure there from Manly. So Sutherland just not able to retain the ball there under pressure. Manly now trying to get the ball out of defence. Felicia Swift with the intercept finds Yasmin Kane in the centre in acres of space. Carries the ball forward strongly into the D, but right at the death there, Sophia Cassaborn was able to take the ball off Yasmin Kane. Jo Momsen with the free hit for Sutherland. Looks forward, aiming for Amelia Domro, but she wasn't able to control that bouncing pass. So restart for Manly from the sideline. Mazurak deflects that ball over the sideline again. So we're into the final 10 minutes of this match. Sutherland leading 6-0. Not yet able to add to their halftime score. Manly have transferred the ball left. Now they're trying to work out how they get it around the Sutherland right side defence. They got a free hit just on the halfway. So they've retained possession, but Sutherland have got plenty of players in front of them. So they transfer out and around again. Sarah Matthews in good position there to intercept that ball through. Matthews perhaps carried the ball a little bit further than she needed. Having made the intercept, really needed to pass it off. So Manly with the ball in their defence. Sutherland not pressing too high, but looking for the error from Manly, ready to pounce. That's a good ball through. So Gillian Thompson there with the ball. And a bit of a tangle of sticks, and Sutherland get the penalty. Ruth Sanis with the ball. Goes wide to Momsen. She'll look down the sideline to Piper Murphy, who made good position to get to the ball, but just couldn't control it before it went over the sideline. So Manly coming forward. Jo Momsen putting some pressure on there. Being careful not to infringe, and Well, the umpire found a penalty. So Manly now trying to work the ball towards the D. Into the circle, but Ruth Sanis was able to just see it over the sideline, over the back line at the cost of a corner to Manly, long corner. Getting a bit scrappy back there, so Yasmin Kane decides that let's get the ball down the other end of the field and move up, play the ball, play the game in the opposition's half. That's typically pretty sound tactics in the fourth quarter of a final. You don't want to be playing in your defence. Avoid the opportunity for mistakes to occur. Put the pressure back on the Manly defence. Some good combinations there by Manly, but just ran out of steam, and Sutherland have picked up the ball. Will come forward again, this time through Matthews. Looks infield, but pass was over ambitious and easily intercepted by Manly. There's another intercept from Sutherland in the midfield there. Iris Van Hecke with the ball. She leaves it for Yasmin Kane. Through to Noy, back to Kane. Noy again. Kane trying to get to the ball. And must have been close there to being able to make that shot on goal. In the end, Manly were able to clear it wide. So that's probably one of Sutherland's better attacks of this quarter, straight through the centre. Good intercept there by Van Hecke. Makes the shot. Terrific goal line save. Initially by, I think that was Lisa Crowley, but Yasmin Kane picked up the rebound and added her third goal of the game. So that's 7-0 to Sutherland and a third to Yasmin Kane. Christian Aegis with the ball there in the centre. Just Van Hecke looks around, finds Gordon on her left. She works the ball out wide to Murphy. Noy, pass just, sorry, that was from Amelia Domro. That pass to Noy just went in behind her, and a turnover for Manly. So Manly trying to work the ball down the right side. That's a good pass through. Natasha Holmesy on the ball. She's made a good run there down the right, trying to find a gap to get the ball through. And in the end, too many Sutherland players there. In particular, Jacqueline Gordon, but Holmesy's got it back and still trying to work in. This time, Noy comes away, finds a free hit just inside the 25. So some good attacking pressure from Manly there, but they couldn't break through the defence of Jacqueline Gordon and Ruth Sanis. Ball forward from Van Hecke. Found Jackie Turner, but deflected off her stick and over the sideline. So Manly transferring again, coming left. Sutherland moving left as well. That time the ball has got in behind Noy but she's back tackled, putting pressure on Tracy Woolley there. Van Hecky with that intercept. He's had a strong game today. Back Noy, back to Van Hecky. Out to Jackie Gordon. Looks through to Majorak. She leaves the ball to Van Hecky. Finds Noy to the right. And then straight to Majorak at the top of the D. Shot. And into the goal from Majorak. A loopy reverse side swipe from Majorak goes into the goal, and Sutherland have their second of the quarter. A first goal this game for Misa Majorak and an 8-0 lead. So that was a result of some good passing run through the centre of the field from Sutherland. Kept the pressure on Manly. But it was the quick passing that got them into position. Just moving the ball quickly, stick to stick, up the centre of the field. Felicia Swift with the ball to the right now. Finds Van Hecky, who tried to link up with Zara Matthews, but the ball too far in front of her. So with Manly now, they come to work forward. Van Hecky there worked forward, looking for the intercept, did enough to deflect the ball from the Manly striker. Felicia Swift to Van Hecky, and an excellent pass out left. Well picked up by Amelia Domro. She looks infield to Jackie Turner, and she just couldn't keep the ball on a stick there. Needed to keep it on her stick, and there is the full-time hooter, and a resounding 8-0 win for Sutherland in this preliminary final over Manly. So Sutherland have the win they were looking for, and they will advance through to next week's grand final, where they'll meet up with Macquarie University and see if they can reverse the result of the major semi-final. So a very good result and a good play today by Sutherland. Really very determined and got the outcome they were looking for. So 8-0 to Sutherland over Manly in this ML4 preliminary final. Thanks for those who have connected into this stream, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in a week's time.